Hi everyone, kia ora, ni hao. Welcome to another Anthony Fong class today. Today we're looking at looking after your back, which is such an important part of our body and all sorts of movements we do during the day and when we exercise. So this series today, part one, is about looking after our hamstring muscles. I love doing this stretching for this part of the body. The muscle group, the hamstrings, based on 4 different muscle groups at the back of our legs, running through from our backside down through to the back of the knee. So these muscles play a big part in the way we move, as I said. Anything from sitting to walking to running, our hamstring muscles are always working. And sometimes they're not working well if we're sitting for too long as we're on a computer or at work, because our hamstring muscles behind our legs are kind of stagnant. So they need to be moved regularly. As you can see, they attach from the backside to the knee. So that can affect your backside and lower back as well. So this is an area that you can work on to help you increase your movement through your back, maybe through you've got lower back pain, just by doing some simple exercises to loosen things off, as well as strengthening your muscles around your legs and back as well. But we're looking at just the stretching side today on how to reduce a little bit more tension in your maybe back, or increase the mobility in your hamstrings when you're walking, jogging, running, going back into sport as we are now in New Zealand, as we're moving to level 2 this Thursday in a couple of days. So let me give you a few stretching exercises to work on. Very simple. We'll need maybe a little bench or a seat to start with, and then we'll move on to on the floor using something simple like a towel that you can use for your hamstrings as well. Okay, so let's do a gentle warm up first before we start, as always, to get us warm. So let's walk on the spot, working the knees and arms. Hope you're fighting the COVID-19 wherever you are in the world. We certainly are here in New Zealand. Our rate of infection of people in our country has really been reduced over the last 2 weeks. So our government now has announced yesterday that we're going down to level 2. So we're getting back in the community, back to work, but of course distancing and putting our health and safety regulations into place as we do this. But it's a relief for a lot of people, for businesses, for schools. Although we're a little bit cautious, we're optimistic as well and excited here in Auckland, New Zealand. Okay, let's get working. Warming up the body, walking on the spot, getting our blood flow working now, heart rate slightly elevated, loosening off our muscles. Here we go. Now, let's flick our legs back, our heels back to our backside to work our hamstring muscles. So as always, I always like to do a warm-up before exercise, even stretching. You need to warm up the muscles a bit more, the joints working. Some people think that warming up and stretching is maybe not so good before exercise. My personal experience over 20 years has been that there is more benefit than no benefit to keep your body warm before and after an exercise. In the gym or running or whatever, a little bit of stretching before, loosening off, and after definitely help. And also helps with recovery with a warm down as well, so you don't have such sore muscles after. Especially when it's getting colder now. Here in New Zealand, we're getting to winter. Warming up is even better before you do a little bit of exercise. Okay, loosening off. There we go. Let's work that spine side to side. As we go here. rotation. Because our body moves, and especially our back, moves in different planes, we call it, or ranges of movement or areas of movement. This is our rotation. And also we do a lot of flexion for our back and hips, flexing forward, and extension, moving back as well. So we want to ease that pressure onto our body. Sometimes we overuse our body with certain movements, such as maybe flexing, sitting at the desk, twisting too much maybe in your job. So we've got to look at ways to alleviate that through stretching and movement. Okay, now working side to side to work our lower back muscles, warm up the hips as well. So you should feel this in your top of your hips here, and it's releasing the lower back muscles as well. A little bit of work on the hips and back now with a little of my favorite hula hoops. Going in clockwise direction, doing your little hula hoops, and the other direction, hula hoops, anti-clockwise. Okay, shoulders, gentle rotation going forward. So a lot of people in New Zealand now are getting very excited. They were able to go back to shopping, go to work even, in level 2 in a couple of days' time, which is great news for all of us. And our kids will be going back to school next week as well. And rolling back with the shoulders as well. A little bit of work for the neck, turning left and right, checking the traffic. As we did when we were at school, what did they say? Look left, look right, look left again. Let's do that again. Look left, look right, look left again, and no traffic in the house. Okay, looking down, looking up to the ceiling, looking down to the floor, up to the ceiling, and down to the floor. Okay. Working the legs a little bit more intensity now, higher knees, working the arms, just for a few more seconds to warm up the body. Okay, a little bit of breathing practice, get our breathing going before we start. So breathing in, bend the knees, and out through the nose. In through the nose, and out through the nose. Breathing in through the nose, and out through the nose. Good. Okay. I have my trusty bench, seat, down. And what we're going to do is put my right leg on top. Keep your body straight and just bring your toes towards you and lean forward. It's the first hamstring stretch we're doing. Working through toes back. You may feel it anywhere from behind the back of the knee right up to the underneath the backside. I feel it in the midpoint of my muscle here. Not right down by the knee, but not right up by the hip, in between there. It's a good stretch. How long should I stretch for? Well, that's a good question. A lot of people ask me. There's no set recommendation that I know of. I know that in yoga classes, which I've been a keen student of over the last 30 years, in yoga like Iyengar yoga, you know, you can stretch for up to a minute or two, which is great. I think the longer the better. If you stretch for a real short period of time. It doesn't give time for your muscles to connect with your brain to let you know that you are stretching and to let the muscle fibers relax. It takes a little bit of time. So if you're stretching for 5-10 seconds, maybe bring it out a little bit longer to 10-20 seconds. If you want to have a good stretch like today, let's do 20 to 30 seconds each stretch to really get the focus on the muscle area you're working with and to let it relax and sink in that you're working that certain area. So we've done 20 seconds already while I've talked. Let's do another few seconds. How's that feeling? You start to feel different sensations as you hold it longer. You may feel a bit of tension at first. So we don't want to stretch for too intense that your leg is screaming and really, really tense or tight, that you feel that your leg's going to snap or the muscle's going to snap. Keep it, at a level of about 6 or 7. You feel comfortable, you feel a good stretch, but it's not overbearing, relatively comfortable. 6 out of 10, 6 or 7 out of 10 is fine. I can feel that now, my hamstrings, good level. It's comfortable. I could hold that for 5 minutes. So that's kind of level you want stretching. This is what we call static stretching. Static because we're standing and we're static, we're not moving. There are other types of stretching as well where you use more movement in your stretching by moving fast, like ballistic stretching. But we're just going to do static stretching today, which is generally safe. You can do it by yourself and for all levels of, of stretching or fitness as well. You can use this type of stretch for hamstrings for your running, your exercise, or if you want some stretches for the office. These stretches I'm going to show you today will work in all situations. Okay, good. Let go. And you feel that your leg has got a bit of sensation from that 30 seconds, 40-second stretch, which is what we want. It may be feel a little bit tight at first and then slowly releases over the 30, 40 seconds or longer. That's exactly what we want. Send signals down to the muscles that you are stretching, you're releasing, you're letting it go, lengthening out your muscle fibers so you can stand taller, you can feel less tension in your body and less tension in areas like your back, which we're focusing on today. Okay, other side now. I'm going to stand onto my left leg. Let's bring it out. Keep your hips in line with the leg, toes back, hands on hips if you like. Try not to lean forward. Keep this leg relatively straight. Lean forward enough that you can feel the stretch now on the leg. I can feel it just now. There we go. Keeping the standing leg strong, not bent. Try and keep your body upright rather than slouching. And you do not need to touch your toes. You just want to lean forward from the chest. You'll get plenty of feeling in the leg now, as I do. Lean forward. Okay. You may see people stretching by moving back and forth. I would recommend you keep it very steady. By going back and forth, you're stretching the muscle fibers, but if you jerk too hard or move too fast forward and back, you could slightly overstretch it, especially if your muscles are cold. So you want to do this gradually. If I feel now that it's comfortable, I might go a little bit further forward rather than going back and forth for the static stretching. So I'm feeling a good stretch here now into the midpoint of my muscles and my hamstrings. Feels good. You feel different sensations. It comes and goes as you hold it. And that's quite normal. As the signals down to your muscle fibers. And release from there. Good. Well done. That's stretch number 1. Right, we're going to bring the computer down. Getting down to it. Getting down to the nitty-gritty. Hamstring stretching. I'm going to show you now 2 hamstring stretches you can do on the floor, lying on your back. So it's quite relaxing as well. Sorry, on the floor, 1 on your back, 1 sitting upright, but sitting down on the floor. Okay. Right, the next one we're going to do is our lying hamstring stretch. Use a cushion if you need to for your neck, if you feel comfortable, or a towel. And what I'm going to do is use my lovely towel here. Put one right leg up, put it around your foot. Hold on, other leg straight. So my right leg is up, my head is relaxed. Head is relaxed. And working on shoulders down, working on getting this leg straight and pull it up. People ask me, what kind of range of movement should I have in my hamstrings? Well, generally you should be about 80 to 90 degrees angle. So for me, that's 90 degrees there from the ground with this leg, 90 degrees. This is 30 degrees, 45, 90. If you've got tight hamstrings, you may be down here, even here. Average to good, around here. You're very flexible, your legs will be back up here. Okay. But work within your own flexibility and just lie there and stretch out. Shoulders relaxed, hold that. You get a good stretch into your calf muscles as well, which is great. So let's do this. Relax, breathing in and out through the nose. I can really feel that into my calf muscles as well, which is great. Which helps us loosen the lower leg as well as our hamstrings. And you're definitely stretching out this lying leg as well to work our muscles at the front of our hips, our hip flexors, which is really important as well, which we'll talk about another time. Okay, let's change other leg. And this time my right leg is flat, my left leg is straight. I have a feeling my left leg is a bit more flexible as it feels a little bit easier to work. As you can see, probably about 80 degrees on the angle from here to here, 70, 80 degrees, which isn't too bad. Head relaxed and breathing. Try it out through the nose. Great. I feel better already. The last exercise I'll show you for the hamstrings today is our straight leg hamstrings. So legs together. This time I want you to put your towel around both feet. Okay, so you've got good support. If you don't have a towel, you can use a band or a yoga strap or a belt. Make sure the band is strong and it's not elastic. Something you can use, a rope maybe. And now I'm pulling my toes back towards me. I'm trying to keep my back straight, keeping my legs flat. I'm going forward without hunching the back, just keeping the back straight and leading with the chest. Feel a good stretch in my hamstrings and calf muscles as well. So let's do this for 10 breaths. Away we go, in and out through the nose. Fantastic. You'll find as you stretch more, breathe more into the stretch, you'll have lots of sensations through the legs, the hamstrings or lower back, or into the calf muscles behind the knee, down below towards the heels. But that's all good. That's just nerves and feelings that maybe you haven't done for a while or you haven't felt for a while. Long as it's safe and you've got control of your breathing and your stretch, and it's at a reasonable tension in your stretch levels, you'll get a lot of benefit out of this. So there we go. 3 stretches we did today for the hamstrings. The straight leg stretch, lying on your back stretch with the towel, and the sitting up stretching with the towel as well, working hamstrings and a little bit of calf as well. Okay, hope that helps you. Try that for a week, every day. It's going to take you 10 minutes to do before work and maybe after work when you come home, you're feeling a bit tight. Try that for the week. Tell me how you get along. I'd love to hear from you. Look out for our next video on the back, looking after your back. We'll look at another area of the back to work with. Until then, ka kite e noa, zaijian wa pangao. Stay safe in your bubble or out of your bubble now as we move into level 2 in a couple of days. Whatever you do, look after yourself out there and your family. Zaijian. See you next time. Don't forget to check us out on our website, anthonyfongfitness.co.nz. Till then, goodbye.